Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions, and I'm back with Ren. This particular song is called Dear God. It was done some time ago. I'm working my way up actually, and it sounds like an interesting song. Because of some of his previous songs, I wonder what his take will be. Dear God sounds like you're talking to God or writing a letter to God. So let's see what Ren has, and we'll talk about the lyrics afterwards. Should be interesting. Now my face will probably get in the way of some of the lyrics. It looks like we've got the TV screen and the lyrics usually come up here, but we are looking at the lyrics afterwards.
Hello, it's Ren. I don't really know how to start this letter. Oh, fuck it. Is this life really what it seems? Cause lately I've
Interesting start, a letter to God, and then you say, F it.
Is this life really what it seems? Cause lately I've been in this place between awakened dreams. I know I only reach out to you when I'm feeling blue. I promise I'm not using you, I'm just confused. I've got some questions I would like some answers to. Like, is there meaning to this state of short existence? My existential thoughts show hope there are, cause I'm resistant to thinking that there won't be something better in the distance. And God, is there an afterlife where pain is non-existent? If you're up there, God, do you sit upon a throne, or are you a humble soul?
I know I'm going to talk about the lyrics later, but since they're popping up, yeah, I think a lot of people pray or think of God or Allah or any of the gods when they're feeling down, when they're feeling sad or threatened or whatever. Yeah, that's typical.
Wearing sandals and tattered clothes. Do you mingle with the people like an equal? Then on Sundays just kick back and chill and put your feet up. Did I really choose this life that I'm living now? Will my sins be forgiven if I speak them out? I won't lie to you, God, if there is a heaven, I really hope I get there, cause for real it sounds like heaven. Reading past the lines, I just let go. Searching for prophets, my faith it is paper thin. So many questions in my mind, they replay like an echo. They never stop, my Messiah is porcelain. Dear God.
I'll back it up a little bit. Just musically, there's a bit of, just a little touch of reggae going on there.
Searching for prophets, my faith it is paper thin. So many questions in my mind, they replay like an echo. They never stop, my Messiah is porcelain. Dear God, why do people kill each other in your name? Is it really what you want, or have we lost our way? Cause it seems like religion can cause division, or people living in prisons of moral values they're given. What is right and what is wrong? Am I a sinner if I don't comply with everything that Moses said, or is that dumb? And why do people disguise hatred in your name? Homophobia, a history of violent wars and causing pain. High priests in the tower stacking riches, women burnt at the stakes called witches. In the name of God, Allah, Zeus, Jesus, people claiming lives justified by your allegiance. I think it's more complex than good versus evil. I think that there's both darkness and light inside people. Through different eyes, a man called a terrorist could be a freedom fighter if he's fighting for the side you're with. Reading past the lines, I just let go. Searching for prophets, my faith it is paper thin. So many questions in my mind, they replay like an echo. They never stop, my Messiah is porcelain. So is it ignorant to claim that we know what you want? And if I fast for the Sabbath, is that what you want? Or is tradition just superstition, religion, the human vision just crafted out of people's ambition? Listen, I knew a girl that lost a baby before it was born. What's the purpose of that, God? What is it for? Why did my best friends die before I hit 25? Is it cause there is something better in the afterlife? God, I've been feeling suicidal lately. Mental health is worsening, it feels like it might break me. If you're watching, you know that I've been strong. But God, how much longer do I have to hold on? Please just give me some solace, so that I know you've got my back. Please just give me some relief. God, is that too much to ask?
Okay, yeah, really well done. Lots of interesting questions, lots to talk about in the lyrics for sure. Musically, it was very It was very good too, but I think it was more of the letter, more of the story, so to speak. So let's have a look at the lyrics now. Okay, Dear God by Ren. Hello, it's Ren. I don't really know how to start this letter. F it. Is this life really what it seems? Because lately I've been in this place between awake and dreams. I know I only reach out to you when I'm feeling blue. I promise I'm not using you. I'm just confused. Um, yeah, I mentioned this a little bit during the songs. A lot of the time people talk to God or look toward some salvation when they're feeling down or when they're feeling sick. Yeah, sorry about that. I promise I'm not using you. Yeah, because you don't want to offend God, right? I'm just confused. I've got some questions I would like some answers to. Like, is there meaning to this state of short existence? I think a lot of people turn to a religion of some sort or some supernatural belief at least, um, because they want more. They want more than this life. It seems short, even if you're thinking 80, 90 years, it seems short in a way. My existential thoughts sure hope that there are, because I'm resistant to thinking that there won't be something better in the distance. Particularly if you're suffering either physically, emotionally, psychologically, whatever, you want something better in the future. You want something better than this particular life if it's being tough, for sure. And God is there in afterlife where pain is non existent. If you're up there, God, do you sit upon the throne, or are you a humble soul wearing sandals and tattered clothes? So, different images of God that have been portrayed. And of course, there's God, and then there's Jesus, who is sort of God too, but it's the Son as well, so it gets confusing. But is there an afterlife where pain is non existent? We have to think about that. Would that be such a great thing? Would we enjoy our life if there was only enjoyment? It's a big question. I think that a lot of the time, the reason that we feel so good when we feel good is because we've had that pain or times of not feeling good, and we know the contrast between the two. Sometimes the dream of heaven, if you think about it long enough, if you scratch the surface of it, it doesn't sound like heaven. I know he mentions heaven later. And who is this God? This is what he's asking you. Do you mingle with people like an equal on Sundays, just kick back and chill and put your feet up? Did I really choose this life that I'm living now? Yeah, did I really choose this life that I'm living now? Because if God already has a plan, you are going to do what has already been predestined. So you'd have no choice anyway. You have no free will. Um, Even though they say you have free will, it starts to get very complicated. But if God already knows the outcome, then in a sense, there is no such thing. So whether you're good, bad, or somewhere in between, you are going to be good, bad, or somewhere in between, no matter what. Doesn't make sense to me, but there you go. Will my sins be forgiven if I speak them out? I won't lie to you, God. If there is a heaven, I really hope I get there, because for real it sounds like heaven. So he's playing with the idea of heaven and heaven. Sure, there's a lot of different versions of heaven, and people have different ideas of what heaven will be like. None of them, at least since my teenage years, has impressed me. I would not want to go there. Any version that someone has told me so far sounds really horrible. So, again, on the surface of it, it's lovely, no pain, everything. Yeah, but scratch that surface a little bit and think about it a little bit longer, and you'll think, yeah, maybe not. Reading past the lines, I just let go, searching for profits. My faith, it is paper thin. So many questions in my mind. Yeah, faith is tricky because to have faith, particularly in most of the major religions that I'm aware of, means you have to give up reason, means you have to give up a lot of logic and what I think is truth, at least in our experience. And then, of course, you go beyond that, and God works in mysterious ways, but that doesn't satisfy, does it? They replay like an echo. They never stop. My Messiah is porcelain. So very, very fragile faith. Very difficult to hold on to that. Dear God, why do people kill each other in your name? Is it really what you want, or have we lost our way? Well, that's a good question again. Is it really what you want? Well, it's His plan. We've seen in some of 21 Pilot songs too. You know, the one I will be posting is with the torch, lighting the way. That's the plan. So then, if that's the plan, then that is the plan. Is it really what you want, or have we lost our way? How could we lose our way? We're created in His image, apparently. So, good question. Because it seems like religion can cause division. Yeah, absolutely. Or people living in prisons of moral values they're given. What is right and what is wrong? Am I a sinner if I don't comply with everything that Moses said, or is that dumb? Um, or people living in prisons of moral values. So they're in their own prisons, uh, being held by their religions. And why do people disguise hatred in your name? Homophobia, a history of violent wars and causing pain. Yeah, a lot of what goes on, people say they're doing it because it's the right thing, and the Bible or the Quran or some other ancient religious texts support them, and so this is okay. So if you really want to do something evil, if you really want large numbers of people to do something evil, give them religion. I'm not sure who said that. Somebody did say that. But it's not mine. It's stolen, or a version of it is stolen. But I agree with it. It may have been Hitchens that said that, I think. Actually, I think he was quoting from someone else too. But at any rate, it's at least somewhat true, because it gives you power. This mythology that we create a lot of mythologies, and many of them are good. It's how humanity has survived this long. Not just religions. I'm not talking religions. I'm talking about everything that we base our society on. This extended society depends on some of these mythologies that we have created beyond religion, even just to believe in business and to believe in all of these corporations and all that. It's not exactly faith, but we use this to help us to survive. Is it dumb? I don't know that I would call it dumb, but I think it's misguided. It's in the wrong place. And why do people disguise hatred in your name? Or high priests in their towers stacking riches, women burnt at the stake called witches, in the name of God, Allah, Zeus, Jesus, and there's a many more, thousands more. He couldn't list them all here because there have been so many. So if you are praying to a God, I sure hope you have the right one, because there's a good chance, if there is such a thing, that it's the wrong one, because it's almost like the lottery. People claiming lives justified by your allegiance. I think it's more complex than good versus evil. Yes, I think he's right. It's definitely much more complex than that. I think that there's both darkness and light inside people, and through different eyes, a man called a terrorist could be a freedom fighter if he's fighting for the side you're with. Well, that's done all the time, isn't it? I mean, in all the wars, every side pretty much has the belief that they're doing the right thing. They're on the right side. Their God, their religion, whatever, is the right one. And the other side are heathens and demons, and the propaganda is all often put out that way. It's easier to kill people if you demonize them, if you separate them, us and them. I've talked about this before. So we have the right book, we have the right text, we have the right God. Those people are, in some cases, barely even people, or not even people. They're just evil, and they believe in the wrong God, or the wrong version of the same God, because there's so many different sects even within one religion. Reading past the lines, I just let go, searching for prophets. My faith, it is paper thin. So many questions in my mind. They replay like an echo. They never stop. My Messiah is porcelain. Sure, everybody has a lot of questions. It's good to question, but it's better to find answers than to just make up answers, and that's what often happens. Other people are quite willing to say they have the answers, but do they really have the answers, or are they just regurgitating what they've been taught? Their parents have been taught, their grandparents have been taught, their great grandparents, but it's a story that's just been passed on. So, is it ignorant to claim that we know what you want? And if I fast for the Sabbath, is that what you want? Or is tradition just superstition? Yes, I think it is. Religion, a human vision just crafted out of people's ambition. Partly out of ambition, partly out of desire, partly out of pain. I think it comes from a lot of places. I don't think it's always from a bad place. And I don't think that most religious people are bad people. I think that they want to do good and they want to believe in what's right. Humans are searching, as he says. We're looking, we're wanting to know. But the funny thing about people is that when we don't know something, we tend to make it up. we tend to, because we want to fill in the gaps. We don't want gaps. So instead of just saying we don't know, we try to make something so we know. So volcanoes are caused by gods. Let's throw a virgin in them. Well, wait a minute. No, they're not. Oh, earthquakes are caused by God is angry with us, so let's sacrifice something. Oh, wait a minute. No, they're not. So the more we learn of reality, uh, the less we need to put a God in there. So I think as we continue to learn, there will be less and less need for a God, but that doesn't mean there will be less because people seem to hold on to that tightly. And I understand there's lots of good reasons for that. I knew a girl that lost a baby before it was born. What is the purpose of that, God? What is it for? Why did my best friends die before I hit 25? Is it because there is something better in the afterlife? Well, the fact is that some people die thinking there is something in the afterlife. From my opinion, they're going to be well. They're not going to be disappointed because they won't be anything. there's nothing there. They won't be sad because they won't be happy, sad, or anything else. There's absolutely nothing. Sad for the people left behind, though. Sad for those that have to pick up the pieces and move on. And they, ironically, some of them will hold on to the idea that there is an afterlife. Well, she or he is better off now. So it's a statement that makes an atheist like me very angry, although I don't get angry at people because I think they mean it well. I think their intention is good, but how dare you say they're in a better place than with me and with life and with nature? How is that true? It's not true to me. But I understand why people want to hold on to that because it gives you some comfort thinking that not only are they happy in the afterlife, but one day you will meet them there. God, I've been feeling suicidal lately. Mental health is worsening, feels like it might break me. If you're watching, you know that I've been strong, but God, how much longer do I have to hold on? Please just give me some solace. Well, there's a couple of points here. If in fact there is a God and there is an afterlife and there is a heaven and you feel better there, well, there's a few things. First of all, some people say suicide doesn't get you there, so you have to be careful with that one. On the other hand, if that's not the belief of your particular religion, then why not die? You're going to a better place. So it encourages suicide in that sense. That's why they try to put that stipulation in that you're not allowed an out. You're not allowed to do that. So um, very confusing, very confusing. But God, how much longer do I have to hold on? Please just give me some solace so that I know you've got my back. Actually, when he said, please just give me some solace, I wasn't looking at the lyrics on the screen for a second and I thought he said, please give me some solids. So I thought, yeah, give some solid evidence that you exist. Why does he hide so much? For thousands of years, he's supposed to return. Within that lifetime, he was supposed to, or within that generation, something like that. That's a hellish long generation for thousands of years. But anyway, why does he hide so much? Is he scared? So that I know you've got my back. Please just give me some relief. God, is that too much to ask? Well, he doesn't have your back because there's literally thousands of people dying every day, children, babies, um, religious people who pray to him every day and do everything, and they still suffer horrible deaths sometimes. So, and diseases and all the rest of it, and that's gone on and on and on. And there's always an excuse. Why didn't it work? Why didn't that sacrifice stop the volcano or the earthquake or the flood or whatever? Well, because there's nothing there to stop it. It's nature. It's what happens. It's just nature is beautiful and cruel at the same time. And sort of he sort of talked about that, the mixture of things in each person as well. We have all of us, good and bad, good and evil. And I've been talking too long. My screen went off there. But very good lyrics, lots of good questions, lots of depth, lots to talk about and think about. I've already talked far too long, but I could go on for probably a couple of hours, but I won't. I will stop there for now. I enjoyed this very much, primarily because of the lyrics and the questions and the topic. But his voice is wonderful anyway. I always like to hear Ren's voice, whether he's speaking, singing, rapping, whatever he does. It's excellent. There we go. Dear God by Ren. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Keep listening. Keep having fun. Bye bye for now.